Have you ever looked at a baby tiger, a young chimpanzee, or a giant snake and thought, maybe it's not as dangerous as people say? After all, many exotic pets seem calm when they're young. They eat from your hand. They recognize their owners. Some even appear to show affection. There's one terrifying truth that many people learn too late. Wild instincts never disappear. No matter how long an animal lives with humans, no matter how much it's loved, and no matter how safe it seems. Today, we're counting down 7 real-life cases where exotic pets turned on the people who trusted them most. Some owners had years of experience. Some raised their animals from birth, and some believed they shared an unbreakable bond. They were all wrong, and make sure you stay until the end, because the #1 story didn't just shock the world. It changed the conversation about exotic pets forever. If there's one animal people consistently underestimate, it's the Burmese python. When they're young, these snakes seem harmless. They're small, calm, and easy to handle. That's exactly why so many people decide to keep them as pets. The problem is what happens a few years later. A tiny snake can grow over 13 feet long and weigh more than an adult human. At that size, it becomes a powerful predator. 1996, a 19-year-old man in New York was found dead in his apartment. Wrapped tightly around his body was his pet Burmese python. Investigators believe the attack happened, half-eyed, while he was feeding or handling the snake. At some point, its feeding instinct was triggered, and once that happened, everything changed. Unlike venomous snakes, pythons kill through constriction. They strike, wrap their bodies around the victim, and tighten with every breath the victim exhales. Soon, breathing becomes impossible. Within minutes, the victim can lose consciousness. The most frightening part is that the snake wasn't acting out of anger. It wasn't trying to take revenge. It was simply following instincts that have existed for millions of years. And that's the lesson here. A python may live with humans for years, but it never stops being a python. Instincts remain. Waiting. And sometimes, one mistake is all it takes. Compared to the next animal on our list, this giant snake almost seems predictable. Next, we're talking about a bird. So dangerous that some people call it the closest thing to a living dinosaur. When people think of deadly animals, birds usually don't make the list. And that's exactly why the cassowary is so surprising. Native to the rainforests of Australia and New Guinea, cassowaries can stand nearly 6 feet tall and weigh over 130 pounds. Their most dangerous feature isn't their size, it's their feet. Each cassowary has a dagger-like claw on its inner toe, capable of inflicting deep and potentially fatal wounds. Because of this, many wildlife experts consider the cassowary one of the most dangerous birds in the world. In 2019, a 75-year-old man in Florida was killed by one of the cassowaries he kept on his property. This wasn't an inexperienced owner. He had spent years raising and breeding these birds, understood their behavior better than most people ever would. Experience wasn't enough. According to reports, the man apparently fell near one of the enclosures. He was on the ground. The bird attacked. Using its powerful legs and sharp claws, it inflicted severe injuries that ultimately proved fatal. The story shocked people across the country. Many couldn't believe that a bird was capable of killing a human. Nature doesn't care about appearances. Some animals don't need sharp teeth to be deadly. Sometimes, all it takes is one powerful kick. And perhaps the most important lesson from this tragedy is that experience doesn't eliminate risk. Even people who spend years around dangerous animals can make one mistake. And sometimes, that's all it takes. The next story isn't about a bird. It's about a predator that many people believe can become part of the family. A massive animal raised from a cub and loved for years. until one ordinary day changed everything. Most people know that bears are powerful animals. When a bear is raised from a cub, something strange can happen. Owner begins to see it less as a wild predator and more as a family member. It's exactly what happened in Pennsylvania. In 2009, a woman had spent years caring for a black bear she had raised since it was young. She fed it, looked after it, and watched it grow into a massive adult, weighing more than 350 pounds. To her, the bear wasn't just a pet. It was part of her life. For years, everything seemed normal. And one day, while cleaning the bear's enclosure, tragedy struck. Neighbors reported hearing screams and called emergency services. By the time help arrived, it was too late. A woman had suffered fatal injuries. What makes this case so unsettling is that there was no clear warning, no major incident beforehand, no sign that the bear had suddenly become aggressive. It was simply a reminder of something many people forget. A captive bear may become familiar with humans. Familiarity is not domestication. Animal may lose its fear of people, yet it still retains the strength, instincts, and natural behaviors that make bears dangerous in the wild. That's the illusion many exotic animal owners fall into. A mistake years of peaceful behavior for proof that the animal is safe. Wild animals don't think the way humans do, and they don't understand relationships the way we do. A woman genuinely loved her bear. There's no doubt about that. Love couldn't change what the animal was. And that's what makes this story so tragic. Because sometimes the animals we trust the most are the ones we stop being cautious around. And that loss of caution can be deadly. The next case introduces a danger that's even harder to predict. One animal. Two. An entire pack acting on instinct. And once that instinct takes over, survival becomes nearly impossible. Wolf-dog hybrids are among the most controversial exotic pets in the world. And many people, they seem like the perfect combination. Loyalty of a dog, beauty of a wolf. Beneath that appeal lies a serious risk, as no matter how domesticated they appear, some wolf dogs retain instincts that can be impossible to predict. In 2009, a woman in Pennsylvania was found dead in her home after concerned friends requested a welfare check. Investigators determined that the fatal injuries had been caused by her own wolf-dog hybrids. She owned 9 of them. This wasn't someone new to exotic animals. She had years of experience and was well known in the wolf-dog community. She cared deeply for her animals and devoted much of her life to raising them. For years, everything seemed fine. And something changed. Exactly what triggered the attack remains unknown.
Hot blood
Some experts
never
believe a
reaches
fall,
an
an injury,
As it
or even
flows
a
down
sudden
the
change
leg,
in behavior
it's cooled
may
down,
have triggered a pack
almost
response.
like entering a fridge.
No one knows for certain. That's what makes the case so
Most
disturbing.
wolves still die at the hands of humans.
When dealing with pack animals, the danger isn't always one individual. It's the group. And in the wild, wolves survive through teamwork. They hunt together, react together, and follow one another's behavior. If one animal becomes aggressive, others may quickly join in. A situation that begins with a single reaction can escalate in seconds. That's why pack dynamics can be far more dangerous than most people realize. A single animal may hesitate. A pack often doesn't. The woman believed she understood her animals. She had spent years building trust with them. In the end, instinct proved stronger than familiarity. And that's a pattern we've seen throughout this countdown. No matter how strong the bond appears, wild instincts can still take control. Compared to the next animal on our list, even a pack of wolf dogs may seem manageable. Because next, we're talking about one of the most powerful predators on Earth. A hunter so perfectly designed to kill that even experienced owners can forget just how dangerous it truly is. If there is one animal on this list that was built to be a perfect predator, it's the tiger. Everything about it is designed for hunting. Its strength, its speed, its reflexes, its ability to ambush prey before it even realizes danger is near. And yet, despite all of that, some people still choose to keep tigers as pets because they think the animal is harmless. Because
big guy.
they believe they understand
There
it.
you go.
That's where the danger begins.
There you go.
In 2010, fed predators and worked around animals that most people would never dare approach. Nothing happened. Again and again, everything
big
went
guy.
smoothly. And that's exactly what
go.
made the situation so dangerous.
There you go.
Because over time, repeated success creates confidence. And confidence can slowly... A tiger can go from calm to deadly in a matter of seconds. What makes this story important is the lesson behind it. Exotic animal owners eventually develop a false sense of security. After years without an incident, they begin to believe the animal is predictable, safe, under control. The tiger is never truly domesticated, no matter how long it has lived in captivity, and no matter how well it is fed, and no matter how familiar it seems. Of all the stories on this list, this one may be the most heartbreaking, because for years, it looked like a real-life friendship
began to
between a
dread the
man
weekend
and a
visits,
wild animal.
to watch his Uncle Marlin
Animal's
take
name
the
was
huge
Humphrey,
risk
hippopotamus,
of hand-feeding
rescued
Humphrey.
as an orphaned calf by a farmer in South Africa. The farmer raised him by hand, him from a bottle. Protected him, and watched him grow from a helpless baby into a giant weighing well over a ton. As the years passed, the two became famous. Photos showed the farmer riding on Humphrey's back, swimming beside him, and interacting with him in ways most people would never dare attempt. Many observers, it seemed like proof that trust and love could overcome nature. But there was one problem. Humphrey was still a hippo. Hippos are among the most dangerous animals in Africa. Despite their bulky appearance, they are incredibly strong, highly territorial, and capable of sudden aggression. Every year, they are responsible for hundreds of human deaths. Many people underestimate them because they don't look like traditional predators. Farmer believed Humphrey was different. He believed their bond was special. Even when reports surfaced that the hippo had become more aggressive, he remained confident that he was safe. And in 2011, tragedy struck. A farmer was found dead in a river on his property. Investigators concluded that Humphrey had attacked and killed him. Stories shocked people around the world. Those once inspiring photographs suddenly became something else entirely. A warning, a reminder that wild animals don't see relationships the way humans do. That you can raise them from birth. You can spend years earning their trust. But you can never completely erase millions of years of instinct. And that's what makes this story so powerful. Farmer loved Humphrey. Love wasn't enough to change what Humphrey truly was. And the final story on our list may be the most famous example of that lesson. Because next, we're talking about an animal that lived like a human, appeared on television, and seemed completely domesticated. Until one day, it changed the conversation about exotic pets forever. 7 animals, 7 tragic stories, and 7 owners who all believed the same thing. Their animal was different. Years of trust had changed something. The bond they shared was stronger than instinct. In every case, reality proved otherwise. And because wild animals don't think like humans, they don't understand loyalty the way we do. They don't make decisions based on love, gratitude, or friendship. They follow instincts that have been shaped over millions of years. Instincts that can remain hidden for years, until one moment changes everything. And perhaps that's the most unsettling lesson from this entire countdown. Danger isn't always obvious. Sometimes it grows slowly, quietly, right beside the people who trust it the most. So before you leave, tell us, which animal shocked you the most? A giant? Python? A deadly cassowary? Certainly nothing, right, Humphrey the hippo? Or Travis the chimpanzee? Leave your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoy true stories about dangerous animals, survival, and the darker side of nature, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next video may be even more disturbing. We're going to look at animals that don't need years to become dangerous, animals that can kill in seconds. And some are found in jungles. Some live in rivers. And one of them might be closer to humans than you think. You won't want to miss that one. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next video.